Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Clockmar, and welcome back to another video. The footage that you are watching right now on screen is footage from the video game Homefront. This is pre-recorded footage, and I'm going to be talking over it. So, I recently, as you guys know, bought a brand new PC. It's an Intel i5-3570. It's got 12 gig of RAM, a whole bunch of other specs that are really irrelevant for the video right now. And I, just after buying the computer, Logan from Tech Syndicate came out with a video that showed benchmarks that he had done with the AMD FX 8350 8-core CPU that showed that the AMD 8350 blew Intel, all of Intel's CPUs, the i5-3570K, which is one up from mine, the i7-3770K, and the i7-3820, I think it was. And he showed that in games like Battlefield and especially live streaming and stuff, it blew Intel out of the water. And having just bought the Intel build, that made me kind of mad. I was not mad, just more upset, more remorseful that I hadn't actually gone and if I'd waited another week, I would have known that AMD would be a much better option and have a lot higher specs and higher performance. Then Rich came out with Rich from ReviewTechUSA. I just watched the video that he came out with, which was what he did was he tested his secondary rig. He tested the AMD Phenom 2 X6 quad core against the i7-3770K for rendering a video. Now, the i7-3770K is a quad core as well, but it has hyperthreading, so Windows sees it as being 8 cores. The i7 beat the AMD by 1.5 minutes. That's, I think it beat it by 11%. Now the i7 is $300 and something versus the AMD Phenom, which is $110. It's a $200 difference between the AMD and the i7. I bought an Intel PC a week before Logan came out with the video benchmarking, and it occurs to me that the reason I went with Intel and not AMD is because every single person, this includes Rich, but that's because he was told that the i7 was so much better as well. He was told, and as a result, I didn't, just look at his videos, but, he moved to Intel because he saw that AMD were just not performing. Everyone was saying that the FX chip was bad. And as a result, I was considering going to AMD, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to go for the i5 because, one, I can get a cheaper motherboard, so that's one thing, and two, it's a quad-core CPU, everyone recommends it, I'm gonna go for that one. And then I find out a week later that the highest performing CPU that beats the i7, my CPU, and the i7 on the chip above 1155, which is 2011, blows them out of the water, which it would also do for video rendering because it's an 8 core. And that's just, people I guess that's how Intel makes their money. They make people believe that their product is superior, and when you find out it isn't, it actually makes you really mad. I guess Intel will probably make more money in the short run, but in the long run, I'm never going to Intel again. AMD, I've never owned an AMD build, but from benchmarks, I trust Logan and I trust Rich, so I know they're not bullshitting. I do, if I had the option to, I would sell my current computer, or my motherboard and CPU at least, and buy AMD. Because it's just, at the moment it probably wouldn't be worth the effort. But if I were to start all over again, I would definitely buy an AMD motherboard and CPU. And Rich, in his video testing the AMD versus the Intel i7, he said that Cinebench was writing code to be biased towards Intel. So it would detect if you had an AMD CPU and would purposely do worse. And that would obviously bring AMD's stock down, because people would see that in Cinebench it's not performing as well as the Intel. And I think that's probably why most people would suggest the i5. Look, my i5's fine. It's great. But it sucks to know that I could have spent the same amount of money and have gotten a lot more performance. Now, I'm sure this happens for most people. They buy something, then realize a week later that if they'd gone with this option, they'd get a lot better. But, I needed to buy a new computer, and I'm happy with the i5. It just does suck to know that I could have got better performance for the same price. But, now that I've seen that the AMD beats the Intel, I'm constantly finding videos that prove AMD is better. I watched a video that showed that Battlefield 3 performs better on the AMD chip, and it just makes me so mad. Is it that Intel is buying out all these small YouTubers? Are they actually giving them money to say, endorse our CPU? Make sure that you recommend this CPU over that one. Say that AMD are bad. What's with that? Why are they doing this? Are they really? Is it possible that Intel knows that their chip is inferior, and as a result are trying to just get ahead in marketing? I think that's probably what's happening, and it's working, unfortunately, because as a result of that, I bought Intel, so did Rich. Hopefully, next time I go to upgrade, it's the same deal. AMD are, ahead and are cheaper, and I make the correct choice this time. But until next time, guys, my name's Clockmar. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.